How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to the dyno with Andy's car. He just picked it up from the alignment shop. So you want to tell him what the new plan is for the car and a little bit about what you did this winter?
Sure. Well, this winter, I don't know, people don't know, it's the orange 98 Civic hatch. It's got a B series JDM ITR motor. Made a couple small changes compared to last year, running Grid Life Series last year, and this is going to be my second year running Grid Life Series Touring Cup. And what I'm going to do is kind of detune it so I don't have to add weight to the car. To a lot of people that don't understand power to weight classes, that doesn't make any sense, especially to the people that I just talked to at the alignment shop. They think I'm an idiot. Well, I am an idiot, but yeah, I told them we're going to have to detune, so I had to take weight out of the car, and they don't understand. They think make the most power, the best. Not always the case. So I'm going to try and bump it down, not losing much. Last year I made 197 horsepower on the dyno, and this year I'm going to shoot for between 188 to 190. And then what that is going to do with my engine choice that I have is also set me up for my other class that I ran with NASA, Honda Challenge H2, just for a variety of things. I like having options of running the car in different series if I want to, so that will make it legal for that. That's the plan right now. We're driving up to the dyno. We are stuck in traffic because
Chicago sucks.
Indiana, Illinois, yes.
So you're having to change. There was a couple changes to the GLTC Grid Life rules. And that was the modifier for front wheel drive, right?
Yeah, there was a modifier. Last year I believe it was 3%. This year it's 2%, I want to say. So I'd have to add a little bit more weight than I would have last year also. But then this year I plan on running, for most of the season, I plan on running Hoosier tires. The first event, I think I'm going to run my Toyo tires just to kind of burn them up and get rid of them, and then step up to Hoosier. But Hoosier tires, I'm going to have to add a little bit more modifier to the GLTC rules, which is fine. I don't know. It'll be my first time on Hoosiers. I've ran Toyo RR tires before because I ran a spec class prior to racing Grid Life Touring Cup. That's all I really got about tire choice and the modifiers. As far as power and any other modifiers I've done to the car, everything's basically the same as last year. Nothing's really changed. I changed a couple suspension components. No, I guess I did do a new trans. I did blow up my trans last year.
Yeah. They saw the trans blow up.
Yeah, you might have caught it on one of his other videos that we did. We did a little trans tear down. Did trans rebuild, sent it to my guy Nick Zabalaki, and he put a OS Geiken in it, and different final drive and straight cut. Rebuilt everything, synchros and everything, start to finish, top to bottom, I guess, and I hope it works, because if it doesn't, then I don't really know what to do.
Are you excited to, and then tomorrow he's going to test the car at Gingerman, so we'll get some footage of that, some in-car and stuff. Are you excited to test out the honed stuff? I know a lot of the Honda guys that have switched to it, especially Catil loves it. So are you kind of excited to run it?
So currently I have a love-hate relationship with honed. There's a couple stories to it. I'd say it was probably 3 years ago I put the brake booster delete on the car from honed, and that was my very first product from honed. And I know all the fast guys run it and everything, or maybe I just suck at driving, which I probably do. But I hated it. I absolutely hated it. I ran one weekend with the brake booster delete, and I went back to having a regular brake booster. We tried different master sizes. We followed Hone's rules from top to bottom. We even tried smaller sizes just to mess with the brakes, and I just could not get it. So I went back to the booster setup with that. This year I went with a bunch of honed suspension components, their tie rod kits, basically all their steering and, I don't know, geometry correction front and back. So I'm nervous, I guess, because I have no idea how the car is going to handle compared to what it was. I don't know. I hope it's good. I'm a little nervous because I haven't really tested the car with, you know, I got a lot of new things, new trans, a bunch of new suspension components, and I've literally only driven it in and out of the trailer and up and down my driveway. So tomorrow morning, we're leaving early, like 3:30 in the morning, to head up to Gingerman to run a test day with auto interest and hopefully shake down the car. If something breaks, I got 1 week to fix it because we're racing the following weekend at Gingerman with Grid Life, and I plan to be there. If catastrophic failure happens and I lose an engine or something, I do have another one. It is not ideal,
but it'll work.
but it'll work. It'll work. I don't know.
What power did you make with the GSR, with the big throttle body? Or you never ran the big throttle body?
No, my other motor I had was just a factory GSR, and I had a couple things set up on it, and I had it tuned up for Honda Challenge 2 class, and in Honda Challenge 2, the GSR engine is limited to 175 horsepower. We put down, I believe, 173 on the dyno with the GSR.
So you'd have to lose a lot of weight out of the car.
If I have to use the GSR for Grid Life Touring Cup, I can't pull out enough weight of the car. It's just gonna have to be an overweight for the power to weight.
We'll start cutting.
We are not cutting the car. I don't know. Like I said, we're on our way to the dyno. I'm excited. A little nervous, like I said, because the engine's basically the same as last year. It changed a couple small things. I went from a 70mm throttle body back down to the factory ITR throttle body. So my engine I have right now is a 100% stock 98 spec JDM Type R, and I'm shooting between 188 to 190 horse. This year I'm racing Grid Life Touring Cup, so Honda Challenge isn't really the main focus, but the cap is 190 horsepower for Honda Challenge.
Now, what would your weight have to be to run with the Hoosiers for GLTC?
I can look that up. Hang on, I have it written down because
yeah, I'm kind of curious.
I'm horrible at math, and with the Hoosier tire making 190 horse and all my modifiers and everything, I have to weigh 24.47 minimum weight. That's with me in it, cool suit, everything, helmet, dressed.
What's the car at now?
The car bare bones without me in it and everything weighs 22.28.
So you're close. You'd have to add a little bit of weight.
Might have to add a little bit of weight if I run the Hoosiers.
Which wouldn't be bad.
Gingerman, I'm going to be running my Toyo tires unless it's pouring rain. Then I'll switch up to the Hoosier H2Os.
I forgot you had H2Os.
Yeah, we got H2Os this year compared to the NASA spec tire, which was a RA1 for rain, which is not a rain tire. It is. We won't even talk about it because I don't want to talk bad about it, but I don't like that tire. The Toyo spec for the weight is almost about 50 pounds lighter, so that's kind of what we're going to be tuned up for at Gingerman, and I'm hoping for the best. I'm deciding to run Toyo tires because I got about 12 of them that have a lot of life left, and I need to burn them up. You need to use them for track days and stuff, and then figure I'll burn these up, and then come Autobahn, which is at the end of the month, I might slap the brand new Hoosiers on there and try and send it.
Now at Gingerman, what was your time last year with the way the car was set up on RRs? So 144, 145?
Yeah,
range?
I was running 144 lap times on a good day, consistent 145s.
I'm just curious for tomorrow to see.
I need to pick up the pace, that's for sure, because the boys in Grid Life Touring Cup, I think they're running 38s and 37s maybe.
Yeah, but
there might be a 36 in there.
Those cars are sad.
The thing about my car is that it was not utilized. It's not built for Grid Life Touring Cup. When I built the car originally, it was built for Honda Challenge H2 class. Now I'm slowly starting to evolve. I've raced Grid Life Touring Cup last year, 4 or 5 different events, and it just sucked me in. The fellas that race that class are par to none. They are club racing at its finest.
Yeah, there's fast.
Those boys are fast. There's a lot of top guns out there. If honestly, I had a little bit higher hopes last year. This year, if I could break into the top 10, I would probably even be happy with top 15 with us running 40 car plus fields at most events. I would be ecstatic.
Yeah, there's a lot of fast guys.
There's a lot of fast guys, a lot of guys that have raced for years and years. I mean, I do have a racing license through NASA and everything, but I have not raced for 10 plus years. You know, these guys, we got guys out there, heavy hitters that have been racing 15 plus years, have had their cars for 15 plus years, and yeah, you know, I'm still fairly new at it. I think this is my 4th year, so still learning a lot, and just having a blast doing it though. It's great.
All right, well, that's kind of it. We'll go over a little more of the car and show you guys some of the changes, and we're gonna hit the dyno and hope it goes well, so stay tuned. Welcome back. That's a wrap from the dyno. Big thanks to Mikey. He always takes care of us, does his thing, and I will let Andy tell you guys kind of some of the results and what his plan is from there.
Hey everyone, we're driving back basically through a monsoon. It's kind of crappy, a little traffic going a little bit slow, but big shout out to Mikey once again. He takes care of us. He has for the last couple of years. We do appreciate everything he does for us, and the car didn't do as well as I hoped. It still made decent power, made legal power for a couple other race classes if I feel like doing them also, but the end result of the day was we made 184 horsepower and 134 torque. That's okay. I was shooting for 190. We just couldn't get it done. We tried to do a couple different intake options and stuff, and at the end of the day we landed at 184, and that's how it's going to be. So that's what I'm going to have to kind of modify my weight with. That's the horsepower cap that I'm going to run Grid Life Touring Cup. Maybe bump up a couple horsepower just to be fair in case I get pulled for a dyno with them, just to be compliant, to be fair to the other competitors too. Not trying to cheat system by finagling the power to weight by any means. So I'm gonna go home, gonna do some calculating to see what I have to weigh. Probably won't put the car on the scales tonight or anything. It's a little bit later than what we thought, so I'm gonna go home, probably just pack up the car, pack up my tools, get a little bit of sleep, and then we're gonna wake up super early, about 3 o'clock in the morning, and start heading up to Gingerman Raceway and do some testing all day Saturday. And hopefully the car performs well, And then if it does, I'll be racing Grid Life Touring Cup the following weekend with hopefully a big field. I'm really excited. And it'll be my first official race of the year. And we'll be ready to go. So that's all I really got about the car. I got mixed feelings about the horsepower, but I think I'm going to be okay. It's hard to kind of gripe about, you know, 2, 3, 4 horsepower, but I don't know. That's when you kind of aim at something and then you don't reach it. It's kind of whatever. Especially prior, because the car made 197 last year, and now we end up at 184 with a couple simple small changes. I was looking for a detune so I could cut weight. So, end result is I'll be happy with it, and I hope it drives just as good as it sounded. It pulled really good on the dyno, seems strong. So we'll go from there and see what happens, and give it a shakedown tomorrow morning down at Gingerman. All right, guys, that's it from me, and I'll give it to Don.
All right, guys, thanks for watching again, and we'll see you tomorrow.